Hello, everybody, and welcome to Girl Let's Agree to Disagree. I am your host, Jessica Milagros, and I have my wonderful co-host, Busy Blue, and Big Brother Drew.
What's up, everybody?
Hey, so before we go into any specifics, we are recapping Celebrity Big Brother Season 3, and if you don't know, now you know. Click like,
Boom!
subscribe, click to receive notifications. We know this is a random ass time. We apologize, but this is the only time adulting is hard.
It's a
Like,
crazy schedule. What's that?
this,
Coffee because of the yes.
this is why it is 1:00 on a Saturday, and us three are here because people be busy.
We are. Yo, I'm trying to clean my office. I don't even know if you noticed, but there's no door behind me because I moved the office around now.
Okay.
So now it's gonna look a little bit different. But if I turn the camera this way, you know how this is how I clean. I take everything off the floor first, so now I feel like I did something, and then I vacuum, and now everything is on the bed. So now I gotta figure out what to do. Now I gotta figure out what to do with everything that I just picked up off the floor and I put on the bed. And then we moved the big couch that we had here. So today's cleaning day. You put your R&B on. You got your Monica, Escape.
Okay.
You listen to Drew Hill. You got your R&B on. You just clean. Yeah,
I love that.
That's
I
that
love that
Saturday
for
for
you.
me.
How about you, Drew?
I'm just trying to hydrate. Got my Gatorade with me. Trying to bounce back on a Saturday afternoon. But balancing the feng shui in the room is important. I got to list some sneakers on eBay actually later and start to declutter some of the items just have sitting around. But
that's a wall of sneakers. It is. Oh, your favorite pair up there or no?
I got them. I got a couple. It's hard to have a favorite.
Okay.
But I definitely do love the Nike Tech Challenge 2. Shout out to Andre Agassi, if you guys know sneakers. But yeah, no. And speaking of sneakers, Todrick's footwear on full display on the last episode. I'm not sure we
yes, I love it.
There. But
look, I love me like a cute little kitten heel, but those Balenciagas were not it. I will never condone Croc heels.
Really?
Ever. No.
They must be comfortable.
Yes, they're hella comfortable. And the funny thing is I got a pair of Croc jellies that I actually really do like. They have a heel, but they don't look like Crocs. Like, that's some lazy ass shit. Like, you just buying a Croc. You buy a Croc and then you just stick a heel in it. Like, that's not cute. Y'all,
it's like nurses can now be in fashion.
I know I'm a millennial, but come on, y'all.
I'm holding these up for Scotty. Scotty was hitting on my foam runners.
Those are nice.
You know what? Those are even cuter. Put a heel in that, and I will be okay. But a Croc?
Like, no Crocs. We ain't doing the Crocs.
No.
I liked it. I was a fan.
For those in the chats, y'all, tell us, Crocs, agree or disagree? I will forever disagree on Mo effing Crocs. And you know what?
Crocs with heels. Crocs stilettos.
No.
Not cute. Yeah.
Not cute.
Facts.
Facts upon facts upon facts upon facts. These are
y'all haters.
AF. Ugly.
Y'all haters and y'all feet ugly because y'all wear uncomfortable shoes.
My feet aren't ugly, but
your feet are ugly.
No, they're not. Stop lying. They're not. Yeah. They are not. No, but yes. So I'm coming from a remote location in Florida.
Ooh.
So you will see probably this or something similar for the next couple of recaps.
Videos.
Yeah, her next couple of videos. So thank you everybody for coming in. We are so excited. Question: was or have these last 3 episodes been everything you've been expecting, or worse, or better?
Better. I did not. This cast, I did not like it when I saw the list, but as each episode goes, they're giving me a show, and I am appreciating. And so is Big Brother. Big Brother actually is doing their thing this year. That twist was everything.
Can we
What
shout out
about you, Drew?
Lamar Odom, guys? I think he was getting a lot of people were hating on him, not sure how he would fit in. Big Brother production has done an exceptional job showcasing the emotion of Lamar, the heart of this lovely man going through some emotional turmoil, but figuring it out as they come on now, so much better. It's just listen. Also, I forgot Lamar Odom, Olympian. I've been talking about his NBA championships. Olympian, that moment
Oh,
that they shared about representing America, and that whole kind of they love their country, but does their country love us? Great stuff, guys. I
No,
like that kind of
Drew,
stuff.
I'm
It's good
sorry. I
stuff. It's
can't.
good.
I can't do Lamar. He's one. Sorry, he's one person I'm never going to be able to get with. I am sick and tired of being sick and tired of him and
Damn,
his
brother.
whining
No.
and his whining about club. If you follow him already, because I like pop culture and news, I see too much of him already, and it's just always the same whining on the internet. He's whining on Instagram. He's whining on Twitter. He's whining on with TikTok. He's always whining. Now we just get to see it in the Big Brother house. He's been doing the same thing since Chloe left. We've been seeing his whining for a long time. Y'all just getting a chance to see it. But if you like pop culture and news, you are sick and tired of him talking about and whining over Chloe. Every time Tristan has another baby on Chloe, he's whining and crying on the internet.
He's just trying to get his old thing back, man. Come on, let the brother shoot his shot.
I gotta say, this is why I love Let's Agree to Disagree, because this is it. You get all of these different types of views, and I'm kind of like right in the middle. I don't know, there's like an endearing quality about him, so I'm always gonna say there's something endearing, but in terms of game, he's not giving it. I'm kind of tired of hearing him talk about Chloe already. It's like, I'm sorry, boo. It was a long time ago. Move it on. Move on.
Team Lamar over here.
Hey, Drew, did you hear about his shitty situation?
Listen, I listen.
It
takes quite the man to fess up for such things that happen. And Jess, you can speak to this. Sometimes the food you eat on these shows isn't the best prepped, and maybe he had a little too much dairy before bedtime.
He did.
So
Yo, wait. So I just want to say, for those who did not know of what's going on, there was an incident, actually, first night of feeds, where Lamar Odom, pooped in his bed, on himself in the bed.
Is that what those moans were on that episode?
That's what I was wondering. I was like, why? Okay, I'm watching feeds. I'm about to turn this stuff off because it was literally 4 a.m. in Chicago, so it was late.
And you get crazy with feeds. Yeah.
You know what? I do get crazy with feeds.
Go to bed,
I was like, okay, this is done. Everybody's out. Mariah's about to take a shower. Nothing going on. Everybody's asleep. I hear these moans, and I was just like, who is sleeping like this? Is he I thought he was masturbating. I literally thought he was giving himself a little love. That was the only type of thing that I could think of. You're not sleep either that, or you're just dreaming. You're having a wet dream. I don't know. Okay. Whatever. So hear me out. And then I see him get up. He's walking back and forth. I still don't get it. Obviously, I had no idea. And then he announces it to Mariah. Now, look, knowing that you are on live feeds and you tell the world that you shit on yourself, there's a certain type of, I got to give him credit, because that takes a certain kind of self-confidence, or I don't know if it's just self-deprecating. I have no idea yet. I still don't know how to feel about this. But what's genius about him is that he actually gave a statement to whoever his managers are, and they did a tweet. And the tweet was perfect. It was basically him owning up to his shit. He said sometimes shit happens. And he then twisted it around and said, I'm surprised Pepto-Bismol hasn't given me a contract yet. And I said, right there. That is king right there. Like,
what is does he have acid reflux, or does he need
no, he
something
said
to
that he said that he is
irritable bowel
lactose
syndrome?
intolerant.
Oh,
Yeah, he
lactose
said he's
intolerance.
lactose intolerant and he has irritable bowel, and he was having beef jerky sticks and drank some more milk. Like, who drinks
Yeah.
more milk when you are lactose intolerant? I don't
Yeah,
know.
and
Maybe
if
he
you have
forgot.
IBS, that's not good.
I was mad confused, but I was here for the like I was here for the fact that he owned up to his shit, literally, and was just like, it happens. We're all human. I mean, it was also on TMZ. It was
Wouldn't we
also
see it
on,
though?
huh?
Wouldn't we see, like, he would have to own up to it, because wouldn't they catch it? I mean, the live feeds catch everything.
Well, he said he had to clean it up himself too.
Well, he went into the
Oh,
shower.
yeah, that
The
makes
thing is,
sense.
like, yeah, he went into the shower, but nobody saw. I mean, I didn't see him clean up any. I didn't see him cleaning up shit.
Yeah.
I didn't see him cleaning up shit. So
Okay.
I don't know. Had he not said it, I
You
don't
think
know if
that
maybe
nobody would
people
have
would
known?
have gotten it. Maybe people would have gotten it.
Okay.
Maybe they would have talked about it, but I think the fact that he so publicly said it is what got it on TMZ, what ended up putting it on.
It's been everywhere.
It's been everywhere.
Shit hit the fan. Essentially.
No,
Like, listen,
it hit the sheets.
She hit the sheets. Yeah, she hit the sheets.
Yes, but so that is for the people who don't know what actually happened on the live feeds. So
That'll
was
never make the episode, right?
That would never make the episode.
Yeah, I don't think on
One thing that
CBS.
also didn't make the episode was the fact of Mariah. It seemed from people, the cast talking, that
Mhm.
Mariah actually had like an emotional or mental breakdown when she was on the block. So people were saying that she had been crying for like 4 days straight, something that never made the feeds. Like it looked very much like Mariah had her shit together.
Her shit together.
I think we're just gonna say shit for the rest of that's just my word now. Yeah, it looked like she had it all together, but in reality, a lot of people in the cast are either annoyed with her or bothered by her, do not like the way she's playing the game because of how emotional she has been. Which is an interesting thing to see. But of course, this is Celebrity Big Brother. If there's a lot of things that people don't show on a regular episode, and
that first week is tough though. Emotionally, it's a big shift. And to kind of be like by yourself,
there
already.
was a few people on our season that had breakdowns that first week where there were no feeds. Days of crying, days of people like thinking they were gonna like tap out, asking to get taken out of the game. It's just one of those
What's
things.
the change? What's the change? Y'all know I ain't never been on no TV show. What's the change? Because you're by yourself when you're in your hotel, and then you go into the house and now you're with people. Like, I guess, what's the change?
I think Big Brother season, I believe 8, Nico was the first person to self-evict after being on the block that first week. And I think it's like you do the press run, you tell everyone how your game is supposed to go. You're kind of in your head like, okay, this is how it's going to play out. This is what's going to go on. And then when it doesn't, it's such a demoralizing kick in the face that a lot of people are like, you know what? Well, at this point, white flag. And it's hard to stick it out when you're at the bottom, when you got to wait for that block and the vote, and that there's no, it's Jesse's like, I get you, Jess.
Same.
I get you.
And
you see it, and I know Jess can speak, like, you just feel so bad knowing that they just have to kind of eat it and kind of tough it out,
Yeah,
I understand. I understand that. Yeah,
it's one of those things, and then you're adjusting, and depending on how many people. I mean, I can only imagine that with Mariah, first of all, she knew nobody coming in. She's already feeling like the outsider. She's 28 in a house full of mid 30, 40, 50s.
Yeah.
Like that's a big age gap. That's just as opposite as, a 40-year-old or a 50-year-old being in the house, being the only person in the house with a whole bunch of 25-year-olds. Yeah. So, it's kind of like script is flipped a little bit, right? So she's feeling uncomfortable. She got put on the block. Obviously, once you're on the block, especially first week, you assume everybody hates you. And then you become a social pariah. Nobody's talking to you. They think that
Oh God.
if they talk to you, they're gonna get, they're gonna get targeted next. It's like when you're not involved in gang talk, you're not involved in anything, and then you just socially isolate yourself from the rest of the people.
Well,
And
they isolated her. Like even though you're trying not to isolate yourself,
yeah,
it's like you got the plague on you. So no one wants to be around you to get whatever you got, because if you're on the way out, let me just stay as far away as I can, right? So yeah, it's a tough, mentally tough spot to be in from the jump. So
yeah.
Well, I don't like her, but I feel bad for her.
yeah,
She ain't my fave. So
So let's talk about this, right? Because we have this is we're kind of bringing all 3 episodes in one, obviously, because I mean this is going to be a crazy it's a crazy schedule. We have another episode tomorrow and then another eviction on Monday, but we're just going to be talking about the first 3 episodes coming into the house. You kind of have these, we did just cast assessments and thinking about how everybody was going to be playing. Do you feel like they are living up to what you thought they were going to do?
Todrick is frustrating. I came in wanting him to win, and he is playing so hard, so fast. It's a little bit of everybody likes him, and then also him not helping. And so he's not playing how I thought he was gonna play. What is the Shayna? She's not playing how I thought she was going to play.
In a good way or a bad way?
In a good way. She's actually a lot more mousy and like quiet, and I thought her game was going to be similar to what was Celebrity Big Brother. Was it Celebrity Big Brother 1 with the girl from Real Housewives?
Brandy?
No. Yeah, I thought she was going to be more like Brandy Glanville the way she played. But she seems so much more quiet. Cynthia's doing Cynthia. I think it's just Todrick that I was really shocked about.
I guess we could, yeah. I think let's get into that actually, because I think that he's probably the one that I'm most surprised at as well. Drew, I love the look on your face.
Listen, we talked about this on the cast assessment, that we knew that Todrick could go either way. That was my opinion on Todrick. Like I haven't been to his house, I haven't met him. You know what I mean? So I have no qualms about saying how I feel. Wonderful fashion sense, amazing skin, great teeth. But with that being said, he is playing the game like a typical fan would, kind of like doing a little too much, deer in the headlight, running around, a little loose with the lips a bit, and also just Misha Tate. We didn't give Misha Tate her props on winning that first HOH, and she was the last pick in our draft, and clearly we were sleeping on her greatness. We weren't. You okay? I knew we knew she would be a physical threat.
Look,
her social game seems to be evolving as we speak.
For all intents, I'm gonna say, for all intents and purposes, I'm a Misha Stan fan account on paper.
Okay.
Because my ass do not want to get beat. Okay, that's just she scares me like Lolo. Yeah. She was like, and I think people didn't get it on Twitter. Yo, if you follow me on Twitter, please note that I am not actually a Misha Tate stan account. Like, I did not pick her as my draft. I do not care. I do not care for her gameplay. I do not care for the way that she looks at other women. Like, I feel like she looks at everybody's competition. She's playing a little too intense, which is exactly how Lolo played. And this is like, she's not giving me.
She got out the target that she wanted to get out. No,
she did.
She did.
And in the way that she wanted to get out.
But it wasn't in a fun, playful way. It wasn't like, I mean, I don't know. It was.
She came in mad at
something about her energy that I don't care for. Very Lolo energy. However, I'm going to erase this, and I am going to put on Twitter that I am a stan account, because bitches know how to fight, and I I haven't fought since high school. It's been a long time since high school.
Better watch your
I
mouth,
no
girl.
longer
She'll
have my
find you.
brass knuckles. I don't know
Yeah.
how to defend myself. Like I
don't fight. Don't touch me.
I left that behind me. And so I model for a living. This face gets paid. Do you see how smooth and clean this shit is right here? I
Yeah.
need this to stay this way. Okay. And so therefore, I am a Misha Tate stan account. Okay, go ahead.
Can we talk about Chris Kirkpatrick as well? Chris Kirkpatrick of NSYNC fame, now part of the Jock Alliance or the Athletic Alliance.
That was very weird with that with the belly. If this is the Athlete Alliance, what is like? I mean, he used to dance, and I guess we could call that a workout. But what? I don't get it.
He's trying to bounce back, Blue. You gotta give him a moment, man. He's around Misha.
Is he in the gym?
He's working out with her. He's talking. He's on the stair climber.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Or at least he's on the elliptical watching the workout. So what's slow motion better than no motion? He's around the jocks and the athletes. Maybe a little bit of rub off on him, and the belly will come down a bit.
Oh yeah, you know what the thing is? I lost weight in the Big Brother house, but it's because you have nothing to do but be active, right? So like not inactive in meaning like run, workout, like it's the only, you're so bored, it's just kind of like this is what you're doing. You're drinking water because it's hot. Well, I mean, it was hot for me because it was summertime, but you're drinking water and you're keeping it moving because you're going back and forth everywhere. Like I'm a busy girl, but I will tell you in real life, I don't drink a lot of water. Why? Because this right there, that's why, because coffee. And it's a great time. So I think that Chris is going to definitely pack on the muscle because that's all he's doing. If he's talking, I mean, they have the gym inside their damn house. So it's like
amazing.
You can just work out on an elliptical and talk game at the same time. And for a little note, I don't know if people put it together, but the gym is actually where the Camp Comeback used to be. So it's upstairs next to the HOH. So you have to go through a little hallway in order
that's
to
where it
get
was last
into
year.
the gym.
No,
the gym last year was downstairs next to the bathroom.
Oh, okay.
The HO because
I'm
they
thinking
don't
of one of the
have
have-not rooms was upstairs.
they don't have have-nots on Celebrity Big Brother, right? So the have-not room became the gym. Downstairs where the gym was in 23 is now the sauna.
Okay.
So it's just so people kind of get a better understanding. So when you go into that gym, there's actually an extra level of secrecy because you have to walk through a hallway.
I wonder if you can hear.
Other tidbit is that hallway is actually the hallway that connects the cameramen to move one camera to, one camera thing to another. So sometimes they lock those two doors.
That's how it was that premiere night when it was the have-night room.
Are moving. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know if that helps or anything, but that just gives you extra secrecy.
I saw that Chris Kirkpatrick was gone one day. What was this about? Or did he leave? On Twitter, I saw that he was gone. So
there's two theories. One theory is that he had tested positive for COVID in the house, and then they took him out and took him into a hotel where he had to take several tests in the couple days, and then he ended up testing false positive, it was like a false positive. So then he tested negative a couple days. Another, I think, is him having a fallout of some sort or wanting to leave. I'm not sure.
I heard
it
that
doesn't
too.
Make sense. It doesn't really the math ain't mathing,
Fair enough.
if that makes sense. Like
Yeah.
to me, it makes more sense that, okay, he just got tested positive for COVID. They took him out, everybody masked up, and then
Right
he
back.
came back in,
What do you
They got
guys think
all
of
these-
the that veto competition though?
Yes. Well, okay.
Little annoying with the assistant. No,
I like
But
that
now,
game.
let's
like that
okay,
game.
let's get real. These assistants, they be acting exactly like that. Sorry for anybody who's a Gen Z. Is it? Yeah, they're Gen Zs.
Mm-hmm.
she's little aloof.
Yeah. Y'all ain't really working the way as hard as you're supposed to.
It's like your
But
brains already be on the same wavelength as mine. So why would you? Clearly, you wouldn't go here first. You would go here. Like, why would you think otherwise? Duh.
yeah,
I like the
yeah.
game. I didn't think that it went that fast. Who won?
Carson.
Won? Carson. I didn't think that he moved that fast.
Who picked him as a comp beast? By the reckon, who put this old? Listen, he's your old bro. He's an old dude. He
was
killed
moving.
that.
He was moving.
I don't know, man. Smart
Look,
guy.
and this is why Misha for me is kind of like, I don't know how I feel about her, because it's kind of like as soon as you win a competition, all of a sudden you're a threat. Like, baby girl, like everybody should be a threat to you. Like, oh, all of a sudden Carson's a threat because he knows how to work his assistant. He probably has a fucking assistant that doesn't do shit anyway. He's probably doing this thing himself, and that's how come he's so good at this comp. Like,
He is a threat, though. You don't think so?
He is, but
Yeah,
he's my winner pick, so I don't want anybody to touch him.
I mean, I don't think she's
if anything,
wrong.
okay, let's talk about this, because we went into like the house coming into Todrick and Carson know each other.
Mhm.
Todrick and Carson start this alliance with Shayna and Cynthia. These are the gays and the girls. I'm loving it. I'm all for this.
Amen, yeah.
Everything's going well. Mariah wants to start something. She starts the formation, literally puts her and herself and Teddy into this alliance. Cynthia spills, which was just like, oh my God, why would you tell anybody that you're already in some type of alliance? We later find out Cynthia's just that girl. Cynthia's that girl. She's messy. I don't like, as of right now, I don't think she's gonna win at all. I mean, or maybe she may, because Tamar, I mean, come on. Like, it's kind of it's giving me same. But yeah, so you have the 6 formation. We're like, okay, this is a majority alliance. This is good. We're good. After Misha wins HOH, live feeds go on. All of a sudden, it's done. There's no more formation. There's no more There's no more Todrick
really
and Carson.
fast.
There's no more 4. You find out that all of this has all completely mixed up and just like it. First day of feeds literally screwed my brain up so bad, because I was like, what the hell happened? What happened?
I think it was Todrick. Todrick happened. I think
I think so
Todrick
too.
and Mariah. I think that they both, it was too much that was going on with both of them. And I think what I liked about the episodes is that I feel like they did showcase that y'all two are the ones who broke it up. I think everyone else was being loyal, but they were too gossipy, keep going back and forth. And I feel like Todrick's real allegiance did lie to Misha more than it lied with Carson. And I don't know if Carson really is seeing that. Well, he's always with Cynthia. Is seeing that it's not all it cracks. It's not what it seems to be. And Todrick even fooled me.
Do we think that this is a good gameplay for him?
No. There's no way I think this can end well for him. And I think that's the thing when you put, you're planting seeds everywhere. Once those seeds start growing, everyone's going to see, well, there's flowers over here, there's flowers over there. What are we doing over here? So I think he really kind of, set himself up just being a little too open to be in everyone's alliance. And that's the thing people really underestimate how much people talk in the game. And that's one thing that I didn't anticipate either, because the second you have something to say to someone, it's going to travel to someone else, because as simple as human nature, oh, I talked to Andrew, he said this, now everyone knows what Andrew said. So I think Xavier had a great tweet this week that I saw that said a lot of people just sink their own ships by talking way too much. And it's essentially true. Like, you really have to be, mum is the word. Let's not mention this to anyone. I think Shayna had a good conversation with Misha in the HOH room, and that's exactly how conversations have to end, with like almost like, hey, this conversation never happened, but you and I know this conversation happened, and that's only one who's going to know about it. So you got to, they'll learn, they'll figure it out.
It just really surprises me with Todrick, because like, you are not. This
You're not
is
new
not
to this.
new
You
for
know,
you. None
yeah.
of this is new for you. And it's not that you're a super fan. It's that you have friends that have played and dominated this game. This is the difference. It's not just any super fan. It's not any super fan that just watches on Twitter, watches live feeds, tweets a bit, knows the statistics, knows statistics, watches exit interviews. Like, you having people living in your house. You have direct access to so many key players in this game. It really surprises me that you couldn't put your feelings aside and say, I'm good in this 6. I'm going to ride this out. I'm gonna write this out. I'm the fourth. I'm the fourth in the 4, and so I'm gonna tell you I no longer want to be in this alliance, and I'm gonna stick my guns to one person who's HOH, who is not gonna have power next week. That's one of the dumbest things, and I'm not calling him dumb.
That move was dumb,
but the move was just something that I did not expect from someone who has so many people.
Is it the camera time, you think? Is it like once like like when you sit down in these rooms sometimes, and then the cameras start turning, and then maybe like, oh, let me turn up a little bit for the camera, let me have a few more conversations and nod and agree. And
I don't think so.
I it's just something to me, I feel is just like he knows he's doing a little too much. I hope he knows that this will probably be the downfall to his game, by him having these conversations, staying in these rooms, going and following these people into these HOH rooms, and then having these conversations, because you could just be like, oh, I'm going to the bathroom, and then go back to your room. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
I think it's a super fan in him that's taking over. Because, I mean, I know a lot of people, I feel like I'll go in the house and do the same thing. Screw up my own game, and all y'all be yelling at me like, what, Busy, what are you doing? And I feel like the super fan is overcoming him, and I think that he wanted to really be on a regular season, and he probably could have. I think the super fan is just it's overcoming him.
Too much.
Well, the interesting thing is that he did have a conversation with with Carson on live feeds, that I don't think made it to regular. I don't even know anymore. Let me know in the chat if you all saw this in the episode, but of him basically saying that he felt fourth to the 4, which was him, Shayna, Cynthia, and Carson.
I didn't see that.
But it was more Teddy. When Teddy came in, it was Teddy, it was Cynthia, and Carson, thick as thieves, and he said he felt fourth to that, very similar to how he felt on Drag Race. Hence, personal feelings coming into a gameplay, right? Because they know each other. And then he said that he wishes that Carson was not in the house, because them knowing each other actually complicates his game. Something that I've heard many times on my season, because Tommy Bracco has said the same thing about Christy, because they knew each other. So it's kind of one of these things. It's like, wait, you're going to use this as an excuse versus using this to your advantage. that like what? Like it's weird because you're creating this is it like I don't know. It just felt very frenemy of him to
Mm.
say, and especially now because he's constantly talking about how Carson is now his target. Like, we need to get Carson out. We need to get Carson out. We need to get Carson out. It's like,
Yeah,
dude,
that's
Unnecessary.
this is
weird to
like
me.
your friend. And the thing is to me, Carson and Cynthia aren't even playing this game. They're just good social people. They're literally telling you what it is, how it is. They're delightful. They're funny. They're, the funny part of it is that they're just saying what comes out of their mouths and not really thinking about how that's affecting their game, which I find very fun. But for some reason, the people on the other side who are playing hard as shit think that they're like major targets or
It's
major
their
like game
likability,
players.
though.
But it's I think it's more like projection. You know what I mean? It's like
Ooh.
I'm a hard game player. And this happens in the Big Brother house, does it not, Drew?
Yep.
I'm a big game player, so I feel
I gotta get the big
the
game out.
cynic in me feels like everybody else is playing as hard as I am. Tadrick's trying to play both sides. Tadrick's doing too much, and he thinks everybody's out to get him just the way he's trying to get everybody. So it's kind of on this end, and it's not a Tadrick thing. I think a lot of people feel, that way.
And it's also that I think that competitiveness of them as well. It's like, like, hey, people like him, he's got to go. He dresses well. Also, Carson had an amazing denim jacket with the rhinestones in it.
Oh my God, I love that. I'll say it.
It was so hard. I was like, he's killing the fashion game. And if Tadrick sees that, he's like, you know what? He gotta go.
He gotta go.
He's too fresh. You know what I mean? So like, I get it. It's like when you see people, and maybe that's just another way of saying it, but like when you see someone fresher than you, someone funnier than you, someone more liked than you, you're like, you know what? F that person. I'm gonna get him out of here. So I think Tadrick is probably used to being the center of attention, the freshest, the funniest, the most, endearing.
He's the room's gay, and we can't have two because Misha's getting out Misha's getting out the women, and he's getting out the gays. So they're just attacking their own, and that's why they're in that group with each other. I can see. Do you not think it's the age thing as well? Because Tadrick is relatively young. And
he's 36.
Yeah, Teddy and Cynthia and Carson, they're in their 50s.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely there's the clicky parts, and I want to address this with Fat Kitty. I'm not saying that they're not playing at all. I'm saying they're not playing. They're not game players, like strategic game players, and making moves the way like some of the greats have done. There's no Dan, there's no Dan Giesling in here. They're not, they're not Tiffany, Michelle. They're not, they're not Derek. It's not. That's not what they're doing. Cynthia is actually playing kind of an Azza game in the sense that she's being honest. She's being, she's being straightforward to the best of her ability, obviously. Like she's not out here trying, but when you're in the game, you have to play the game. Even Lamar is somewhat playing the game in a way. Maybe Lamar's not playing the game. Maybe he's literally just like meta world piecing it.
No, listen, stop discrediting Lamar's energy that he's providing to the house. Comedic relief,
energy,
emotional support. You know what I mean?
Is he emotional support? Don't cry, she's alive.
He had an amazing poncho on. That poncho was flowing. Julie had to say, "You're looking quite whimsical in that poncho." It was amazing. Listen, there are a lot of things that you can do to just blend in, keep it simple, and just be a fly on the wall. Lamar is a huge man doing that. Kudos, give him his props.
Yeah, I do give him props because you know what? Big Brother is different things for different people. If we saw 11 Mishas and Tadricks, like I don't know how this would work out. Like where's the like right now Carson and Cynthia are what gives me like life and vibes. Even Lamar, because some of the things he said, even Chris Kattan, which I was not expecting, but he has been saying some kind of just funny off the wall stuff.
He's
But
telling
when I
Todd
say,
Bridges to shut up. That whole Todd Bridges snoring montage that was on the episode, amazing. Chris
yeah,
Kattan, hilarious. Still got it.
it's I don't know, it's kind of like that. And this is me speaking, a girl, this is Girl, Let's Agree to Disagree. Anybody can disagree with me. That's why we have different panelists on the show. For me, like the whole hateful mean girl vibe of the show is not my thing. It's not why I watch. I like the funny,
funny
kind
is
of light airness about it. I like that the house is divided, because I don't like it when everybody's playing kumbaya and then like stabbing each other in the back, because it gives you very season 22 small stars. It's like it's not giving me the back and forth. This season kind of gives me not very much, because obviously 6 was intense,
I
but
love
it
it.
gives me very divided sides, like, this house and that house. Like the first vote, come on, it was not a unanimous, and that's amazing, and we're seeing
Yeah.
fallout from that vote.
Were
So
you nervous during the vote?
I was
I
nervous. I
could
actually
not
was
tell
hoping.
what was going
Look,
to happen.
and here's the thing. I know there's a lot of Mariah fans out there. I'm sorry, but I wanted Teddy to stay. I enjoyed Teddy, and I don't enjoy her on Real Housewives. I haven't really, but there was not a different Teddy. It's the same Teddy, but it was giving me more, because on a platform like this, she kind of thrived. Real Housewives is just like a lot of drama for no reason. They
Yes.
create it, they do it. They're used to drama. Her drama on Real Housewives was boring, because everybody was just so much more. I mean, come on.
Yeah, it's a
You're
lot.
you're
Yeah.
next to Vanderpump. Get the hell out of
Yeah.
here. You're next to Kyle. Like, get out of here. You are a curtain. But here in Big
She's
Brother,
great.
that's
She's
where
great.
she thrived, and the fact that she was just so direct. She's direct, but
She's trying. She's
she's
straight. She was shooting straight. Trying to
she
at
was
least.
a shooter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if she was the type of person who, if you heard that she talked shit about your back and you confronted her, she'd be like, yeah, because you did. And I wanted to see that confrontation. I wanted someone to hear something. I mean, like, I'm all for the mess. I love mess. I love mess. I'm like Marie Kondo.
Cynthia's ass is pretty big for an older lady, no?
It's always been that way since she got on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. It's been that big. It's been that big.
Cornbread, collard greens. My word, I was like,
It was when she started eating that Southern food. That she came from New York, skinny mini. She said as soon as she moved to Atlanta, those hips went out. It's always been like that. It's like, oh God, good God, Cynthia.
Just an observation, guys. Just my
the one thing I want Cynthia to do, and this is why I would say she's not playing to win.
It's just started though, Jess. Come on. It just started.
No, there's a difference. Like, okay, people will say I did not play the game. I wasn't the one. I was getting information. I was not leaking it out and just telling absolutely everybody what I was hearing. Don't get me wrong. I knew about the 6-shooter alliance and the alliances that were forming. I didn't know their names. I didn't care. I knew who was with who, and I knew what was happening with what. But I was not divulging that information, because as soon as you tell people information, that is the end of you. Like, you keep your cards close. And the fact that she was so willing to just say, oh yeah, well, I already started an alliance with these people, but you can come on in. Like, let's go. Nobody who knows how to play the game would ever say something like that. That is,
she's still doing it now.
Who is not playing the game. That is someone who's in the house and is just like, sure, I'm being nice, and you're being Cynthia, and you're being lovely and perfect, and I love you. However,
she put it on the table.
But
that's
now,
her thing. She puts it on the table. Let's just put it all on the table.
She puts it on the table, and maybe
every
that's
time.
the gameplay. But that's not. That's the strategy. Had she been watching, had she knew not to do stuff like that, would be, oh, now she's playing the game. Now she has to play the game. Now she has to play the game, because you're over a week in. you're now getting used to this. You're like, oh, now I get it. Now I can't tell you things because this is how it works. Now she's getting it. Now she can play the game. And so there's, there's an evolution there.
What if her strategy is, I'm just going to tell. I'm just going to say
like
it.
Her
every time somebody says something, I'm just going to spill it out. Don't tell me if y'all didn't want me to say anything. Somebody asked me, and I'm going to spill it out. So now the targets are always fighting amongst themselves, because if you ask Cynthia, she's going to say it. Yeah. Oh,
but,
yeah.
But,
I work with these people.
She's definitely playing like in some type of Ozza game, because, she's telling Chris Kirkpatrick in the feeds, you could put me up if you want to. I get it. And Chris is like, no, I'm not going to put you up. Like, that's a total Ozza, Ozza thing to do. Like, put me up. Do what you need to do. I'm good. It is what it is. And he's like, no, I like you. She has a social game. She had because a social is a part of the game. Mm-hmm. But it's just, I don't know. It's going to be very interesting to see how all of this works. What do we think about the twist?
Loved it.
I was asking that. I don't know how I feel about the twist, though, guys.
Oh, come on, Andrew.
I do appreciate a good mixing of the pots, the kind of shift things up. And Big Brother has tried that before and has gone kind of hit or miss. It wasn't bad, but that and I guess essentially what it did. I did like the twist. Maybe it did expose people's hands. It did show people alliances. It did show who people are on the top of the pecking order and who's a little lower down. I didn't. I just felt bad for Todd and Lamar. Being at the bottom of that one. Maybe that's why I didn't like it.
I wanted two people to go home. That was what what I thought the twist was initially, was we play the game backwards and whoever that is goes home.
Come on, Tracy. Here you go.
Which I would have loved. Tracy, no, it was not. It was great. I loved it.
I personally loved it. I was like, yes, I'm here for it. But only because, let me tell you, only because Cynthia had the beginning of the power. That's the only reason I loved it. I thought it was a great twist. Like, you think, that Cynthia has some type of power. So those who weren't watching feeds would know that the house guests, or weren't watching feeds, don't know this, but the house guests were trying to guess to see what this was. They did get the nom now. They were like, okay, it's nom now, so Cynthia's gonna have to nominate someone. That was what they originally thought. Brandy was like, you need to, you need to have Chris Kirkpatrick. You need to nominate. You need to nominate Todrick. You need to do, like, she was just throwing out somebody thought that was the case. The fact that this was, as someone said, I don't know who watches Sequester, but there is a Sequester is a game kind of like Big Brother, very intense rounds, and there is a twist that does a safety chain. And I have played that safety chain, and it is a little stressful. That's that is a little stressful. You have to have good social game in order to do that. And I think it was perfect that Todd ended up getting it last, because he does not have a good social game. He's socially, he hates people, and I feel like you can tell he hates people.
It came through. Even when Julie was talking to him, he was trying to cut out Julie. I was like, oh man, like, I know you're not happy about the situation, but like, you gotta deal with that a little better, brother.
It gave me very much, I hate people, all people. And I was just like, what, Todd? I mean, it's and yes, as Jess says, you also have to show your cards. So this not only does it create the tension of like, oh shit,
what was the chain? Did it go backwards and forwards? Like, did it
go? So Cynthia had the hat. The idea was she gives it to one person. That person stays safe. The next person gives it to the other person who stays safe, so on and so forth, until the last person who gets the bag actually gets put on the block. However, that person had the chance to choose who they were going to take off the block. This is weird, because you're hoping and this is what it shows, like, the person that you're working with isn't necessarily working with the other people you're working with. So this could really mess you up because you're not talking to each other about like, okay, if I give this to you, I'm gonna give this to you. Like, here's the thing. In sequester, I remember this happening. I had the chain, and I asked the person I was giving it to. I said, I will give this to you, but you cannot give this to this person. You cannot give this. And if it shows my cards, it shows my cards. It is what it is. At this point, like, if baby girl, I wanted to give this to you, I'd be like, look, I need to give this to you, but I need to make sure you don't give this to Todrick.
Yeah.
You know, I need to make sure you don't give this to Todd. I need to make sure you don't give this to whoever.
So Todrick was weird when he gave it to
or not give it to someone. You'd be like, if I give this to you, I need you to give this to
someone.
Person.
Okay.
I love you both. I don't know. You know, no, because you're not gay players. You know, that's not what they're doing. They're just kind of like, oh, okay. You know,
but so Todrick being so far behind is I mean, now that I'm thinking about it, Drew, that argument does kind of stand of him saying, like, I feel like I was fourth or third in this, fourth in this alliance or last, because look how long it took for him to get the bag. If Cynthia started it,
yeah,
and we got an alliance, why it took so long for the bag to get to me?
Go ahead. No, go ahead, Drew.
No, like, and I maybe that was my naivety as well too. I was like, well, there's a lot of easier plays that he could have taken when he got the bag. I'm like, okay, well, Lamar is still available. I was like, oh, I thought he was a little higher up on the pecking order in terms of the social gameplay, which was interesting to me. Chris Kattan was obviously, I thought, was an outsider, but then it seems like he's kind of found that middle ground where, like, he's not a threat and he's also, like, just kind of blending in. So it's interesting to see how the next couple. Are we going to talk about who the HOH is and what's going on there?
Yes.
You guys let me know who the HOH is. I think you guys have already hinted to who it might be.
Okay, well, before we do that, I just want to put in that disclaimer.
Disclaimer.
Well, I should just put spoilers, actually, now that I think about it.
Oh, yeah. Also, Teddy goes home. Teddy went home, y'all. We voted. Yeah. Teddy went home.
She definitely could have got a few more outfits off. Very stylish lady. Was definitely, kind of sad, but hey, so it goes.
Yeah. So now this is where we kind of see the fallout. As people said, like, so Teddy did go home. She left on a 5-3, not a 4-4, which is what people thought was going to happen as a split decision, so that Misha could have gotten the blood on her hands, a little bit more. That was not the case. So we had Cynthia, Carson, and Chris Kattan who voted for Teddy to stay. And NSYNC, I'm going to call him NSYNC because I can't keep on saying for Kirkpatrick. So NSYNC, Todrick, Shayna, and Mariah.
Yeah, Lamar.
And someone else.
Lamar
voted.
Shayna was really the one that hurt Teddy.
Yes. So at this point, Shayna, which is pretty much everybody's wild card, she's the one who's smack dab in the middle. I think she's playing a great game, trying to kind of be in between and be that little snitch. She's doing what she needs to do to, everybody here is talking about, I'm being straightforward. And she's like, yeah, I'm totally being straightforward. And she's just not. And I love it, actually, because she's doing it. It's like you can tell she's doing it because of the game. Nothing personal, y'all, but like, this game, like, I'm playing it, and I love that.
I hope she doesn't do that rapid response though that she did this last go around, where she's like, I feel like it's gonna be me, so what do you need from me? And every time she's gonna start to feel like, okay, we're getting closer and closer, and maybe it's me. She was in such a safe spot, and she's like, wait, look, I hope you're not looking this way. I hope you're not looking over here. And that was one thing I was like, Shayna, now shut up. Like, nobody think about you. Why are you making noise? Like, just shut up. So I hope her game doesn't be every time we get down to the wire, she's like, oh, well, so what do I got to do to help? It's because I don't want you to think that you should put me up. and it really it that bothered me.
She also had that Lamar take where she was like, "Oh, I didn't want to bring it up with him in order to not shake the boat or tell him about I said this about his ex-wife, yada yada yada," which I think is also kind of like, oh, she's overplaying, I think, a little bit, because she's not even having like regular conversations where it's not even a thing. I'm sure it's not even a thing, but she's making it a thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah. So we're here, right? Teddy leaves. At this point, Cynthia's upset. She finds out that Shayna voted for Todd to stay. Todd is upset at Cynthia for voting for Teddy to stay. So now Cynthia has an enemy in Todd. Shayna and Cynthia
Unnecessary, man. Unnecessary. That one, I don't know.
Yeah,
and
this is the weird thing, right? Because it's kind of like, wait, Cynthia said she she gave her word to Teddy, and even with her saying that to Todd,
Was she a super fan though of Todd's? Like she was gagging over him. Like, wasn't she? So it's like, I thought you said you like.
That Cynthia is more of that loyal person. Like, that's my girl, and I'm gonna vote for her. She was not thinking game. She was not thinking game. Shayna chose to evict Teddy, and she is friends with Teddy, but she did it on a game level. She knew that if it was split, and she said it, if it was split midway, Misha was still going to vote for Todd, and then I would have an enemy in Todd. It doesn't make sense. Yeah. She got it. Did she have time to explain it to Cynthia? Did she have time to explain it to Carson? No, she didn't. Like, and these are things that happen in Big Brother when you work with twists. And these are things that if you're a game player, you get it. And if you don't, you don't, and some people say, nah, you promised her your vote. You should have done it. That was different game styles, you know. But now we have Shayna kind of in the middle, in a good place. Unfortunately, Cynthia and Carson are at the bottom. However, New HOH is in session. And it is Chris Kirkpatrick.
Oh, it's a
bye.
Yeah, so he's gonna bye somebody.
He got COVID and now he's HOH. That's how it happens.
That's usually how it happens. So it's interesting. There's talks already on who he's thinking about putting on the block. And it's all over the place. It's still early days. Meaning he's gonna,
like, I'm coming to you. Like,
meaning he's going to nominate them tonight. He did talk to Cynthia. He did talk to Carson and told them that more than likely they were safe. He was not coming after them. Todrick is thinking that he may put up Mariah. Mariah may be in trouble this time because they still have not meshed as well. And it seems like Shayna and Todrick are willing to just go with whatever the HOH wants. The HOH needs. It is what it is. So the idea may be, there's a couple of ideas floating around. Obviously, I haven't watched since this morning, but it could be a mix maybe of Chris Kattan, and Mariah.
We know it's not Misha Tate. That's for damn sure.
Yeah,
he loves her.
It's not Misha. I know they're trying to put Carson on as a.
They're trying to paint Carson as the, as
America's gonna love him. Like, he's gonna win. He's got this. He's the threat.
However, I did also hear that Kirk. I'll call him Kirk. I guess I'll call him Kirk. Kirk is also thinking about putting Todrick on, not as a target, but as the pawn, to kind of hide that that
I don't
alliance
like people
thing
playing
going
like
in.
this.
But it kind of makes sense when you think about it. It makes no sense, especially with Chris. I think Kirk, he is playing definitely to win. It looks like he's very understanding of the game. He is coming in the middle.
The man who was
Um,
saying HOAs?
he said HOA. He said HOA to kind of throw off people, but he's not
Oh,
doing a
okay.
very good job at it because, like, you don't call it an HOA and then days later talk about, oh, you watch the live feeds just to see who's wearing the necklace. Because if you don't even know that it's an
Sometimes I don't know
HOH,
if he knows what he's talking about, but I know when him and Todd talk, which is so weird because they are so close. You know, this is too early. Don't be putting your faves on the block like
Do
this.
it.
Put
Well-
put the people up that you need to put up.
well, no, here's the thing. But there's 11. It's not like they started with 16. That's perfectly fine.
Todd's
Like,
not doing anything, and neither is
16
Chris.
when you have 16, usually the first 3 HOHs, maybe 4, are like easy outs. You're just kind of like trying to figure out, your place. But
Yeah.
at 11 and you're starting at 11, you got to make these moves quick because I mean, there's already 10 people in the house. And the
So
thing is,
shoot to kill. You're saying, Jess?
yeah, exactly. And the thing is with Kirk, I think he understands his position as being a middle person. He
Okay.
knows that Todrick and Misha are going after Carson and Cynthia. And Carson and Cynthia know that they're after them. So it only makes sense to keep them in the game so that they target each other and have Shayna and Chris just kind of there in the middle. Because
Alright.
right now you pretty much have all pairs. Like it doesn't, it's when you look at the game, there's just not enough people to kind of play it
That way.
safe.
Yeah.
So
I don't
how
understand
do
how
you feel
putting
about
up Chris Kattan and Todd is not safe.
That's pretty safe. That's pretty safe. Because
well, he has a good relationship with Todd and he's in an alliance with Todd. So
Todd ain't about to do nothing. As you can see, I'm over him. I just put them up. I want Mariah to leave. So however we can get her out of the house, let's do that. I don't like her. I don't like her mousy ways.
Ooh.
Her snitchy ways. It's just
are we talking about Mariah?
Yeah.
Yes, I don't like her.
Yeah.
She could go.
I unfortunately, I know that there's a lot of Mariah fans, and I apologize for the Mariah fans. I mean, I'm sure she's a delightful person. However, I'm not caring for her on these feeds or the way she is playing or the way she has insulted people. Because the whole reason that Kirk and Mariah may not get along is the fact that she supposedly called Kirk JT's backup dancer.
Oh!
So yeah. Look at this. He's just like, oh, no.
He likes the disrespectful a little too much.
Oh my God. And he's the one who started the group. Whoa.
He's telling everyone that apparently too, right?
Yikes. Yikes. He's like, you barely danced to the back.
When
if
you
she
look
said
at
that, she should still go, but she can
got it. She got it off though.
and that's funny. And so maybe sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's hard, to like people. People just sometimes you just don't like that person. And to be quite honest, I have definitely been in that position. I definitely have tried to keep busy. Busy is hilarious.
Because he feels so empowered by creating the group.
He's validating himself whenever he can, man. You gotta let him know he it was his car. He put the tape in first, man. They heard it, But,
see, and Fat Kitty says, don't waste your HOH on someone like that. Get rid of the sleepers, or else there's going to be a price to pay. Difference. if that sleeper is not going to target you, if you know you have a great relationship with the sleeper, then you keep the sleeper. That's just that's obvious, you know. So
Just tell them
I
both they pawns. Yeah, both pawns. They're not gonna do nothing. They're not gonna win.
Kirk, he is at a place where he has told Cynthia, like Cynthia's like, hey, you could put me up. I get it. That's your team. And he said, I'm not doing what's good for my team. I'm doing what's good for my game.
Exactly.
So I respect that. However, he's telling his team he wants to do what the team wants, right? So he's definitely playing that, like, I mean, we all do it. We all do it. That's just how it works. But I think if it's for his game, he would get rid of Mirai. It makes total sense. I think if he wants to keep the peace, he puts Chris Kattan and Mirai and wait until one of them either wins the veto, hoping nobody does, hoping, you know what I mean?
So we're gonna have her crying for another 4 days?
You know? Maybe.
Hey man,
yeah, that's cruel.
That, I mean, you can't. I personally don't think, like, if people say you can't trust Mariah, I don't think you can either. I think she has definitely proven that she's
a runaround snitch. Like, she is so mousy. At least Cynthia waits until somebody asks her something.
Hold on.
She comes up.
Let's get real, though. How many snitches do we have on this season? Because there's a ton of them. You could say Todrick is a snitch. You could say Mariah is a snitch. You could say Shane is a snitch. You could even call Cynthia a snitch. Like, not on purpose, but she's just telling everybody her business. Like,
after they talk to her, though.
Yeah, the whole idea that Todrick said, peace out, it was us 4, now you made it a 6, I don't like this, I'm out. It doesn't make sense to me. You just stay in that, like, situation
the numbers,
and get the numbers here, get the numbers here, keep it nice and, you know. But the fact that he has decided to go all in on Misha is now means that whatever he gets, I mean, he's been snitching on everything with Nisha. He tells Misha everything, at least from the live feeds, from everything. He has been pretty much like, they are like this now. He has found his pair.
And that might keep him safe, you know. I mean, if Misha tells Chris, hey, Kirkpatrick, not to put up Todrick, I'm sure, you know, the fanboy in Kirkpatrick would be like, yeah, you know what? I'm trying to keep Misha in my back pocket. Let me just make sure that, you know, we're good on that regard, right? So,
and I'm hoping to see that.
Season of snitches, straight up. Whole bunch of rats in the house.
And she snitched to the people who getting evicted. Like, it just don't make no sense. Like, soon you gonna have nobody snitch to, because everybody gonna be looking at you sideways, and now you gone. Since you want to talk so much, go call them on the phone, because y'all both are out of the house. It's too much. I don't like her. I'm done with her.
I feel like Busy says this about pretty much everybody.
Everybody.
At the end of the season. Oh my God, girl, I love you.
I'm like, girl, I love you so much. Okay,
yeah, I mean, as long as you're not in the Big Brother house with them, it's fine. Yeah. You know, people are just But I mean, overall, I think we pretty much covered all 3 episodes, and then whatever is close on feeds. I mean, did I miss anything?
Today?
What was that?
Are noms today?
Yeah, I'm assuming noms will be today, because tomorrow is the HOH. Well, or maybe tomorrow, because tomorrow the episode airs is the HOH, and that's plus noms.
So every 2-hour episode would be the eviction.
Ouch and noms, yeah. Yes, tomorrow will be HOH and noms, and then Monday will be veto and eviction.
Okay. Monday.
So, Monday. Yeah, it's this is going fast. Yeah. This is going fast. So they will be probably by the end of today, we should know who's on the block. By tomorrow, we will know who has won the veto. And then
is the box coming back?
Is it what?
Is that box coming back?
Well, you know what? That's an interesting thing, because
I thought she said it was.
She said that
it changes.
I need to rewatch. I don't know. I was flying to Florida when I was watching this yesterday. So to be quite honest, the episodes I may have missed something while
That's all
going
right.
through security. Who
I
knows?
felt like the box is gonna be back, but maybe I'm wrong. I could be. I don't know everything.
Yeah, so I mean we will see. We're gonna be back. We're gonna be back to recap Celebrity Big Brother on Tuesday.
Tuesday.
I'm assuming later in the evening.
Don't be making promises to them.
I was gonna say she's saying too much already. She already picked the day, so I'm like, I guess so.
Don't be making no promises.
Turn your notifications on.
There you go.
Like,
Click the bell.
subscribe, follow us.
Yeah,
on
let's do
social
that.
media.
Hold on
We'll
a
let
second.
you know.
There you go.
Yeah, that's all you need to
Yeah,
know.
that was my thing. Yeah, because just making sure you click like right now, please make sure that you comment. Let us know who you think is going to go on the block. Put it in the comments so that
Put it in
we
the
know.
comments.
As of right now, with I think I mean it's too early for draft, but the public is winning with this whole Misha. The public has Misha as their draft pick, so is going to be very interesting to see. We've never had a season where the audience ever wins a draft, but that would be one that'd be
not gonna happen, guys.
It's not gonna happen. You don't think it's gonna happen?
She's gonna have a full like covering of blood by week 3. So we'll see what happens with her. And she ain't hiding it either.
Shayna for the win.
Oh shit! I do love me some Shayna, but I will be Carson. I mean, I want Carson at least to be in that final 3 chair because I need him to be on every episode. He is just so funny. I think
fresh. He's super fresh.
Even the way he comments, the commentary during his DRs.
Yeah,
I just think he's
entertaining.
It's so funny, and I love that. But yes, definitely like the video. I know someone was asking about Drag Race. We literally dropped the ball on this one, y'all.
I don't think we dropped the ball. CBS made it so that we ain't had no time to do nothing else.
It's almost literally impossible. We've already missed 2. You
gotta pick a lane, guys. Y'all gotta pick a lane.
I know.
It comes on at the same exact time, and they're both the same exact amount of time.
Yeah, I was not expecting this, y'all. Like seriously, it's a lot of things. I mean, we all work.
Yeah, we got jobs to stuff.
This is stuff that we do just, as pastime. We ain't getting paid for this.
Gonna review it because y'all did make me like the show. So I think maybe Saturday nights.
You let me know, Busy. If
if you're free, trust me, I was gonna text you every time.
If I'm free, I will definitely. We can switch, between Girl Let's Agree and your channel, and we can do that because
I was gonna text you every time because you made me watch it like this show, and then we couldn't even watch it. So I said, you're gonna get a text, a very angry text.
Yes, Fat Kitty, we can watch both. However, we can't recap both because that takes a lot of time. I did, creating the content, doing all that stuff, letting everybody know. It's a lot.
Don't be good going in on us. Is that Mariah?
What?
Fat Kitty going in on us. She reading. It was a good episode. Okay, I'm gonna watch it. I'll watch it today.
I haven't watched the last 2 because of just prepping for everything. Plus, like I said, we work and we travel. I'm constantly here. I'm not even in Chicago right now, so I'm going to be in New York on Monday.
You explain yourself to them.
You ain't got You ain't got to tell them where your whereabouts is. It's fine.
We'll be back when we back.
Those are all really big cities, so I ain't worried about it. But I'm just saying that it's hard for me to be able to, because when we recap, it's different. Do you all agree? It's different when you're recapping because you're taking notes and you're you're keeping track and you're trying to be as informed as possible. And then we're also creating schedules and
they're both very big. They're time consuming with the amount of people and changes that was going on in RuPaul's Drag Race, and then we got all of these episodes back to back. It's a lot to recap, y'all just go easy on us or on Jess.
I know. I felt like I had to explain myself. I felt attacked. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, but thank you everybody who came on. Thank you, Drew and Busy for coming on.
Anytime.
It's like I said, just click like and subscribe and hit the notifications because the schedules to actually recap this are going to be all across the board. It's not going to be always at a certain time.
Plus, you can always watch it later too, Jess. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I know
do
the live
the
chat's
replay.
amazing, but you can let us know on Twitter what you all thought as well.
I know, but like the thing is that I'm literally so invested in this. It's like I'm with my girls. Like
She does not go to
I'm helping
sleep.
my girls move, and I have my feeds on my phone with one ear pod in as they're talking. So I'm a mess, y'all. I'm gonna lose my friends to this.
You've gained a family. That's all right. We get you. We get it.
I have
A live
adulting,
feed,
like this says, adulting is hard.
Yes, we get
And
it.
I've been in this bitch for 40 years, and it's still hard. It doesn't get any easier. It just does not. So
I heard 40 is a good year, though.
40 is a good year. I'm having fun. I'm having fun. And I mean, come on, look at this. Do I look like
Yeah, ain't no problems over there.
This is nice and tight.
We get it.
All right, we gotta end this, guys. I gotta go. I gotta go.
You know, I never want to let go of you, Drew. Why the hell are you trying to get rid of us?
Listen, you're trying to get me in trouble. That's
Look, I was trying to. I already got 8 minutes left.
Yeah, we gotta go, guys. Hey,
you're right. I'm sorry,
Fat
y'all.
Kitty. You know she's talking about Fat Kitty.
So much. Thank you so much for joining, and we will see you on Tuesday for our next recap, and we'll have Brayden and Chada on. So make sure that you click like and subscribe, and